What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to episode number 207 of the Nonsense Review. That's right, we have the same amount of episodes for every single person who fit onto a single weighing scale.
Oh, okay. So is that the world record?
It is indeed. It was set in Birmingham as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, not gonna lie, Rick, the last couple of numbers that I've pulled have just been stupid world records, and it's all tracked by Guinness. And I need to remind people that Guinness World Records isn't a real record keeper.
Yeah, so these records can be bought. Like, if you want a record, they can just set up a set of scenarios such that you will earn that record.
You can't even challenge for half of them.
Yeah. Like some of them, like they've retired acceptance.
Exactly. It's like no one is sitting at home going, man, I bet I could smash the most walnuts on my forehead in a minute.
Yeah, and some of them are for good reason. Like they don't have the fattest pet category open anymore.
Oh yeah, that's actual cruelty.
Yeah, like their record that they post is still there, but they don't accept any more submissions for it.
There was a really unfortunate case in my secondary school, and this is going back some fucking years, where the guy with the world record for the largest chest, his face looked exactly the same as the face of one of our fellow classmates, and unfortunately this led to a lot of bullying.
Okay,
but
yeah, I'm sure that would have been awful for the guy, but it does sound pretty funny in hindsight.
But I shit you not, he could have been his great grandfather. He was the spitting image of him. It was almost spooky.
Wow, sweet.
Yeah, and it was a black and white photo, and the guy in the photograph looked like, you know, those fucking generic bumblefuck farmers you see in every show set in the southern states in the 60s.
Yeah.
So he's dressed like that and about 100 inches wide.
Jeez.
It was very funny. Anyway, scale, Birmingham, good job, UK. I'm your host as always, Devon, and joining me as always is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
Now, for those of you familiar with the show, you probably already know that what I like to do is take a little bit of a deep dive and explain what the show is that we're watching. However, this is the Earth Guy, and it's one, an indie show, and two, the only information I can get is just what the person posts on Tumblr, so go check out their Tumblr.
Yep. We're 4 episodes deep already. This is going to be episode 5. We've enjoyed it so far. We hope you are too.
I mean, I think it's testament that we enjoy it because we always set aside time to actually do the new episodes as they come out. Granted, this one's been out for about 2 weeks. It unfortunately dropped during our month of mystery.
Yeah, we were just like sat there during that month going, bothered. Just waiting for the month to end so we could do this as literally the first thing of the next month.
Exactly. It's a shame these don't come out in May, because that would make life easy for us, wouldn't it?
It would.
But who knows, that's a couple of months away, but it tends to be like 3 or 4 months between episodes, and considering the size of the team, I don't blame them.
Oh, absolutely.
That being said, what we also like to do before we jump into the review and the reaction, we like to talk about our weeks and the goings-on in the wide universe. So with that in mind, Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
Well, I have done very little other than await new games. Monster Hunter is coming out. It's currently in preload. By the time this episode comes out, it will be out and I will have been playing it. Another game that I have been preloading and downloading is Mecha Break. This is a mecha fighting, roaming fighting 3D game with a very in-depth pilot character creation. I've seen a lot of people posting things on Twitter of animations of how they have made their pilot, and it even has things like how widely spaced you want your ass cheeks to be.
That is indeed detailed, more detailed than most people would ever possibly need. However, I was thinking wow, a mecha roaming game, that doesn't sound like Rick's shtick, and then character creation's great. I'm like, okay, I now know why Rick is appealed by this thing.
Yeah, character creation's great, and it's roaming fighting, and basically, I don't know what the actual gameplay is going to be like when you actually get into it, but apparently there's 3 different modes.
I don't know what the game is, but the character creator's great. Put that on my tombstone, says Rick.
Yeah. Apparently there's the character on foot, there's the mech on foot, and mech flying, apparently.
So is it meant to be Gundam-esque, or is it just generic mech?
Yeah, I think it's meant to be like we have Gundams at home.
But I mean, is it set in an intergalactic war sort of setting, or is it just, here's a giant robot, go have fun?
I don't know, because it's only the open beta as well, sorry, the demo/beta, so I don't know if it's going to actually delve into any of the lore or anything. But yeah, yes, it's like 30 gigs for the demo, and I'm still downloading it.
Jesus Christ, that's a big... Games these days are so big!
Yeah, like, even mobile games are like 10 gigs.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
crap.
play mobile games, so I don't really care about that on that front, but...
That's a good reason to not play mobile games. But yes, Monster Hunter I'm also excited for. I tried to play the beta. Turns out my laptop is way better at playing it than my PC.
It's wild. Absolutely wild. See what I did there?
Yeah, hey.
Yeah. Like, the fact that Yakuza still constantly comes in at under 60 gigs has me remaining happy.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you've been playing that this week.
We'll get to it.
Yeah. The other thing that I have been playing, though, that I actually have been actually playing is Pokemon Platinum Redux.
Fuck me, it's always... I knew it was going to be another fucking Pokemon ROM hack, you bastard.
Yeah. I get bored with Pokemon ROM hacks rather quickly, usually, and just start new ones rather quickly, usually. This one is just Platinum, but with, like, some edits. Like, normal type is now good against Dark, and Dragon beats normal, just to spice things up a bit, because they couldn't add Fairy into the DS game.
I mean, okay, but that seems like a pointless change to me.
It is a bit weird. And then things like... everything ends up as a dual type by the time it's fully evolved, and if it's a big enough change, then they give it a custom sprite for that. So like Blastoise becomes rock, so he's got this big black rock shell, which looks pretty cool.
I mean, sure, it takes away that uniqueness factor, doesn't it?
A little bit. Some things like Mega Pokemon are like kind of backported into their original forms, and just in general, there's like a big old rebalancing act done by a single ROM hacking developer who thinks he knows balance better than the Pokemon company, and he probably is correct.
It's a ROM hack. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's there to have fun.
Exactly. Like, I don't care for ROM hacks in general, let alone Pokemon ones, because it's the most common one to do. But at the end of the day, it's meant for fun. Anyone who criticizes these with, a serious eye, I think misses the point.
Yeah, like the only ROM hacks that I've played that have not been Pokemon have been Sonic.
Lets you play as fucking... I've forgotten the fucker's name.
Shadow.
No,
Knuckles, Mighty. Yeah,
there you go, Mighty, the armadillo.
Yeah, or Yeth.
And she fights that
really
weird bear
weird
in Sonic
egg.
the Fighters.
Oh yeah, Bark the polar bear. Yeah, the weird bear. Fucking see it. It was weird. But yeah, that's it for me in my week. Out in the world though, Monolith has been shut down. This is the developer
game studio.
The developer of Shadow of Mordor.
Oh no, yeah, I heard about this because did you hear what came along with this shutdown?
Yeah, they've also cancelled the Wonder Woman game, and the Nemesis system, which Monolith implemented with the Mordor games, is now just something that Warner Brothers has and is never going to be used again.
It's not never going to be used again. It's been patented and sealed away in a vault until 34.
Okay.
That's what I read. Now, here's the thing though. Game mechanics can't be patented, which means I don't think the mechanics actually been vaulted. I think just the engine that allows the mechanic to run as smoothly as it did has been locked away so no one else can nab it.
Yeah.
But, hey man, the Nemesis system was an interesting mechanic, but boy was it limited.
Yeah, I'm sure it sounded better on paper than it ended up actually, like, feeling.
Well, because all that would happen in game is you'd beat an orc or uruk by, let's say you killed them via burning, and then the next time you meet them, because they're somehow still alive because they're uruks and super tough, they're like, "You, ranger, you burnt my face." That's all the Nemesis system really did.
Yeah, and he'll have a burnt face. And, like, he'll level up if he beats you, and then there's a bigger guy to fight later.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it had promise, and it was implemented better in Shadow of War, the sequel, but it still, at the end of the day, was incredibly limited.
Yeah, totally.
You could definitely see something there, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And into funnier news, the Tooth Fairy.
What'd that bitch do now?
The Tooth Fairy's payouts have dropped to 2022 levels.
What does that mean?
The average Tooth Fairy payout is now $5, dropping from just over $6 a couple of years ago.
That blows my fucking mind, because someone I know has a kid, and I was told that their kid lost a tooth recently, and they got a whole £2, and I was like, oh wow.
Yeah. Like, I remember when I was a kid.
50p.
I got a quid, but these quids also got the benefit of, if you buy a book, then these quids are worth more.
Well, she gave you a token.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking racket.
Yeah. You get a token. The token is you get a quid. If you spend it on sweets, it's a quid. If you spend it on books, worth more.
That's weird. You think the Tooth Fairy would want you to eat more sweets so you'd lose more teeth?
Well, you're going to lose your teeth eventually. It's just the Tooth Fairy doesn't want to do the work as quickly, I assume.
I'm over 30 years of age. Rick is approaching 40. We don't believe in the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
I feel like we should make that clear right now.
I think the Tooth Fairy was the first one to get... Tooth Fairy? The Tooth Fairy was the first one to be rumbled.
I dare you to put the Tooth Fairy into like an image prompt generator.
I mean, there's the Teeth Mice was a TV show when I was a kid.
I didn't want to hear that.
It's like, go to sleep and close your eyes. We're the Teeth Mice, and here's the truth, that every time you lose a tooth, there's a band of fearless mice who fight through rain and snow and ice.
I wanted to know less, not more.
Tough shit. So yes, that's the Tooth Fairy. And the last thing that I've seen out in the wide world is that a Buddhist woman in the Philippines is distraught after realizing that the Buddha that she has been praying to for 4 years is actually Shrek.
That's not real. That's like the woman who was like praying to Jesus for 10 years and it turned out to be Ewan McGregor in Star Wars.
Yeah, like
that's not real. That's a joke.
Yeah, like it seems bullshit, but yeah, it's this is from Not the Onion, so
there's still an equal chance that it's bullshit. It could have been taken from a tabloid.
Oh yeah, totally. But it's funny.
Oh, it's absolutely funny. And don't get me wrong, I've seen plenty of I browse Etsy from time to time. I'm like, let's see what I can waste my money on. And there's tons of people 3D printing Shrek Buddhas, so it's not impossible. I know it's not impossible. I just really doubt it.
Yeah, it shows a picture of the 3D printed Shrek Buddha.
Does it show the woman?
It doesn't show the woman, no.
See, that's what brings this into question.
Yeah, purchased from a local store, treated with deep reverence, and only when a friend pointed it out did it come to light.
But it's fine though, isn't it? It's intent, not what you actually do. That's the whole point of religion. Besides, Buddha isn't... It depends what sect of Buddhism you follow, really, but Buddha was meant to be just a dude.
Yeah, and like praying to... Like, I found out, and I was taught by a Buddhist when I was a kid, that the whole point of Buddha reaching enlightenment was that he was never going to reincarnate again because he'd reached enlightenment, and that was the whole point. You only reincarnate when you've not reached enlightenment, and you need to like go through another round to like have another go. So praying to Buddha does nothing because he's gone.
Also, there's like 8 Buddhas.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that was a fun little thing that's probably bullshit. But yeah, how about you? How have you been? What have you seen?
Yeah, as you quite rightly predicted, I've played a lot more Pirate Yakuza.
Yes, a mutual friend of ours has now got K on their squad.
Yeah, he was telling me as well because I didn't... Okay, our mutual friend actually went through the effort of hardcore grinding the Aloha system. I can't believe I just said that.
Same thing.
Where...
Alolan case on.
Basically, he went through the effort to get her immediately, and she's only a silver ranked crew member, and that bothers me to no end.
Yeah, it's just there so that you know that you've got case on in your gang.
Yeah. I mean, it's case on. She's adorable. She provided both the body and voiced for Kay, and as long as we are in Hawaii, we will have access to her.
Yeah.
I did get a very funny cutscene literally last night because I got to a point where I've unlocked, forgotten the word. It's a special type of girl that's meant to be elegant and charming and rich and awesome. And Kay-son, or Kay, is like, I could be like that. And the bartender's like, no, you can't. It's like, why the fuck not? And it's like, that's why. But yeah, it's like Matsuda girl or something. It's a very odd term that I'm sure means something if you're more of a weeb than I am.
Yeah, like some kind of Ojo-sama.
I don't even know what that means. We'll move on. The last time, obviously last week, the game had literally just come out. I'd played it for a couple of hours. My internal clock, or the clock on my save data now says I've played 21 hours in a week. That's not healthy. Don't do that. But yeah, the game's fun. I've done nothing but side content.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's better than a friend of ours who revealed their FF14 playtime, and it turned out to have been 20% of the hours that had existed since we started playing.
Oh, yeah.
This is still less than 20% of the hours that have existed since Yakuza came out.
Well, yeah. It's not even comparable. MMOs are a weird beast, and you're better off not touching them. It depends on what type of person you are. But anyway, I digress. It was interesting because I stumbled upon a Reddit post not too long ago that just said, "Man, Yakuza games are great, but I wish there wasn't any sub-stories or side content," and everyone quickly went, "Tell me you're trolling right now."
Yeah, say psych right now.
Like, it's one of those weird ones where, like, Yakuza without all that is just, it's not shit, but it's a very different experience. And also, it's side content and minigames. You can just not play those.
Yeah.
Like, that's an option.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally.
Like, I've never played Mahjong, and that's in every Yakuza game.
No. Yeah.
It's one of the few things that Yakuza players and FF14 players have in common, and none of us know how the fuck to play Mahjong. I'm sure if I sat down and bothered to learn, it's not as complicated as it looks, but it's like, you've got to play it to get awards in the game, and the awards are almost never worth it, so why put yourself through the game?
Yeah.
If you don't like that minigame, don't play it. It's really that easy, guys. But yeah, shit's good. Ship combat is still fine. It's one of, I think I mentioned this last week, it's a lot more arcadey than I was expecting, but at the same time, it's Yakuza, and it was unrealistic to expect it to be like fucking a one-to-one copy of the Black Flag system.
Yeah, totally.
Currently, I've got laser beams as my cannons.
Sweet. Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very fun. I'm having a lot of fun, is the bottom line. I don't know if I'll have beaten it by next week, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm in chapter 3. But bear in mind, I've literally only been doing side content plus a little bit of story as a treat.
Okie dokie.
The other thing is, I haven't mentioned it since I mentioned watching season 1, but I've kind of got a light week, so I'm like, fuck it, let's bring this up this week. I've watched all of the Orville season 2, and I'm halfway through season 3.
Ah, sweet.
That show continues to be good. Season 2 is quite interesting because they basically changed the Krill threat into the Kalon threat. Spoiler, I guess, but fuck anyone who's not watched it.
Yeah. The Kalons are Isaac, right?
Correct, yes. There's a great moment where, obviously, spoiler alert, Isaac stays a good guy.
Yeah.
There's a moment where the Kalons bring Isaac to a meeting, and they're like, "Isaac, why did you choose this name?" And Isaac's just like, "Isaac Newton was an incredibly exceptional, intelligent human." And the other Kalon just goes, You will rethink this name. The implication being, you are not as smart as you think you are, Isaac. But yeah, season 2 is great. Season 3 is weird because they kind of swiveled a bit. It's no longer 45-minute episodes. It's like an hour and 15. So each episode is quite a bit longer.
Sure.
The episode content's so great, but the first few episodes, which is what I've watched, are very soapboxy, almost weirdly so compared to the previous seasons. The very first episode deals with the first episode of season 3 deals with suicide, which is quite a heavy, serious topic. But
yeah, it would be.
But one of the points to really hammer home, or try to hammer home, is most of the core cast agree there's no reason to ever kill yourself. Which, I understand you can't say suicide is okay in certain circumstances if you're broadcasting a TV show. But it's not true, is it?
Yeah, like euthanasia is a thing. Like, things happen and situations change, and sometimes reasons are reasons.
Yeah. Now, to be clear, in the context of the episode, they're correct. The person who committed suicide absolutely shouldn't have. Slight spoiler, it was Isaac, which
right.
Also makes it weird as well, because he's not actually, it makes it very clear he doesn't have emotions, all he thinks about is logic. And logically, from his point of view, him going away in this point of time is the best thing to do because it improves X, Y, and Z. And then they make the point that, yeah, but you don't know if that's the case in a month's time or a year's time, and Isaac goes, oh, that is logical. And it's like, yeah, fine. If you're coming from something entirely logical, yeah, it makes sense. That's not how the world works, though. People aren't robots.
Sure.
There's even a point in the episode, which is very weird, where an alien is like, people have the right to just stop existing because they didn't have a choice to exist in the first place. That's what my culture believes. And then the human character goes, that goes against everything my culture believes. And it's like, why is this a scene then? Just to shit on people who actually do have that belief? Because some people do think that way. And they're not aliens. Anyway, it was, again, very weirdly soapboxy, especially considering up until this point we were dealing with, like, space alien wars.
Yeah.
It gets better. That episode stands out the most, but like there's some other ones. Are you going to watch the Orville?
Probably.
You said that about Firefly, and you still ain't done that.
True. But I have watched at least a few episodes of it, not just the first episode.
Okay, well I won't tell you the other thing then, because that actually matters.
Sure.
Apparently there's another season on the way. Don't know when that's going to come out, but that's kind of justified me actually bothering to follow through with watching the Orville still.
I get you totally.
Are you ready for some news?
Let's go. go.
Rick, the Fire Festival 2 is in the works and tickets are on sale now.
What is the Fire Festival?
Oh, okay, you've not heard of this. The Fire
No.
Festival was quite an infamous festival, I want to say from like 2018, maybe slightly later. Where...
Is that the one where they got that island?
Yes, well done. So one where they got the island and everyone was lied to and locked into a bunch of tents that were just leftover hurricane tents. I'm very oversimplifying the story. I watched the Netflix documentary about it when that documentary dropped. It was very informative. If you want to know more about that event, go ahead and watch that. That being said, it is made by the same PR team that was the PR team for the Fire Festival. So they make sure to be like, oh yeah, this was all this guy's idea and we had nothing to do with it. Which, you know, probably not true.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, tickets are on sale now from anywhere between $1,400 and $1.1 million. Hey, if you're thinking of buying one of these tickets, can I introduce you in some magic beans?
Yep. Oh boy.
I want to point out this is run by the exact same person who ran the last one, who has gone to prison and served a 6-year sentence for fraud.
For doing this. Yes, for literally this.
Yeah. Listen, I highly doubt anyone listening to this content is going to be, one, in a financial position to go to this, or two, you know, be well off or influential enough to go to something like this.
Or three, gullible enough to...
Yeah, or hopefully not gullible enough to fall for this fucking obvious scam. But in case you are, don't do it. Please don't do it.
Totally. Yeah, we very rarely offer financial advice, but we hope that this is a no-brainer.
For real, man. And the only reason why I feel the need to make this warning is because before I watched the documentary, I was of the belief like, oh, fuck it, it's all trust fund turds. Who cares if they lost a bit of money? But you watch the documentary and there was a non-zero amount of people who went and like pulled their life savings and sold shit to go because they were generally of the belief of like, this is going to be the first Woodstock again.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Woodstock happened once, and like you can only have a first experience of something like that once in a generation. So they were entirely right to gamble on it from a certain point of view. Not the hindsight point of view, but from a certain point of view.
At the end of the day, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. It's an old proverb, but it really does stand the test of time.
I mean, that one wasn't even too good to be true.
It was, though. It was all bullshit from the start.
Okay, yeah, but like there was plausibility. Like, for that amount of money, that could have been done.
Oh, it could have been. Yeah, okay, I see your point. But like, bear in mind, they were advertising stuff like, oh, you'll be able to party with the musicians. Like, no, you fucking won't.
Yeah. I mean, for that is basically, yes, the musicians are going to physically be there, and if they want to party with you, then you're going to be the person that they're partying with.
And spoiler, they don't.
Musicians don't party. No, they don't. They don't want to party with.
Are you bringing them cocaine? No, get out.
Yeah.
Anyway, what is it fucking at the end of every fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge? Don't watch it!
Yeah. I found out what this means. It stands for don't watch it.
Rick, I did have a bit of wrestling news, but in hindsight, no one's going to care but me. So instead, Rick, what are we doing?
We're doing the Earth Guy, episode 5, Randomball. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Now, you see, I've not seen the description of this episode, but do we think this is going to involve sports of some kind?
Yes, it's a sports ball episode.
God, it is just the sports ball joke, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Oh, that's a neat looking ship.
It is. Hey, it's catchy.
That took me a moment to hit, but it was very funny. Okay, which one of these cheerleaders would you most want to fuck?
I'm guessing the blue one. How about you?
I'd have to see them again. Oh, well, they're cute.
I guess versus I suppose. Hey, the Undyne.
Oh, I like how they've done their voice to, make sense of the teeth.
Yeah, I get you.
I've never seen anyone turn that around so masterfully.
It's great though, isn't it? Yeah, just being able to turn around smack talk.
Oh yeah, it is a gift. What's King K. Rool doing here? Is he? For a second there, I thought he was scare-roused.
Yeah.
So are these like fifth dimensional beings, and that's why you can't see them, otherwise it will make you brain melt.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, these are the whatchamacallit, the higher ups.
Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to play sports.
Yeah, like I very definitely don't want to watch. I don't want to play sports.
Well, that's fucked that plan up.
It's like Robot Zoidberg.
No, because
Lady, I'm an expert on humans.
Zoidberg's incompetent. That's the joke. This guy actually seems to know what he's doing. Or girl, or person. They're a robot creature. Is that a portable tractor beam?
Apparently. Title drop.
Oh, so they're betting on how long he stays in the school.
Yeah. $206.
It depends how old he is.
Well, thanks to the variable number of teeth, humans have a variable number of bones.
Yeah, that is complete bullshit, though, isn't it? Here's our...
What, the teeth?
No, sorry, the thing that's happening in the show, not your teeth fact that I decided to ignore.
No.
Why is he naming the team? Why not the other people who seem to actually want to be there?
Yup. I mean, at least they agree with it.
What a dude is dressing unnecessarily sluttily.
Fueling the good old shipping. Okay.
So what's the fucking point? Okay, I understand the core concept, but it's stupid.
It is, yeah. Like, even with all Earth sports, it would be stupid to do this.
Like, netball completely it goes counter to basketball.
Yeah. Like in netball, you can't travel.
Exactly.
In basketball, the whole point is traveling.
Jesus.
Man.
Just acknowledge you're fucked and get it over and done with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's actually scary.
She actually is.
Wow, that was a good job of flirting. Can't she literally become a black hole?
I think so. Like, is a literal living black hole. Aww.
That's really sad, but at the same time, I guess you got to admire it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jesus Christ!
I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, it's Captain Ginyu on the right there.
Yeah.
So it's essentially going to be dodgeball with extra bullshit, right?
So it would seem. Yeah, and he's bullshat his way through it so far.
I think that's actually kind of neat that what intrinsic human trait are we demonstrating? Our ability to bullshit. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to see true bullshitting skills, watch Taskmaster.
Yeah. We're orcs.
No, orcs are a bit... Depends, are we talking 40k orcs? Because they're pretty clever.
Well, yeah. Humans are pretty clever.
No, I mean, orcs are pretty clever in that they have to just believe something works, and it does.
Well, yeah, that too. But, have you met rednecks?
No, Rick, I'm from the UK.
Rel. It doesn't have to work rel. Well, all it has to do is do the thing that it was meant to do for a small amount of time before it explodes. Is your birthday?
Jesus Christ, I thought this was some kind of weird ad break. I mean, it is in universe, but
in universe it is, yeah. It just looks so convincing within the YouTube.
Yeah.
That was a really fluid bit of animation right there.
Oh yeah. What the fuck?
Put it under the cloche.
So that was like a bit of field hockey, but mixed with fucking golf.
Yeah. Yeah. So field hockey plus golf plus curling with cloches.
You're not losing. You're 100 points up.
Why is he a pin?
Because this has become Takeshi's fucking castle.
Yeah.
How long does a game last? That was a cute bit of animation, not gonna lie.
It was, yeah.
That would be the load screen if you were playing this in a video game.
Yeah, totally. Plus the fact that this is also, the spectator part of the sport as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mother despises emotion.
I get it. It's meant to be random. I kind of hate it as a concept. Drag race. Does this mean dressing up or does this mean cars?
Are you going to be dress in drag and do the hula?
Yeah.
Yep, dress in drag and do the hula.
Well, it's not the hula. It appears to be Mario Kart, actually. Fuck.
Yeah, Mario Kart. Yeah, dressed as, Blue Princess Peach.
Gotta love her enthusiasm. This is just... It is quickly becoming Takeshi Castle.
A little bit. Yeah, he looks good in.
I was going to say, that looks real good. Plot hole, yeah. Kick him up the arse. I don't know why that's so funny to me. I mean, no jokes. I remember when I worked in...
up the arse, yeah.
When I worked in Fort Park, we once got an emergency call over the radio, and the emergency call was like a woman had literally taken off one of her high fucking heels and was beating a security guard over the head with the heel.
Yep. Never underestimate the power of an angry woman taking her shoe off to hit you with it.
I mean, the thing is I don't know why I got the call, because I was just working in a shop. I'm not doing fuck all.
Yeah.
In fact, literally can't leave the shop. This Persona bullshit.
Like, actually, though.
And they've got, like, what, 1,000?
2,000. Yeah, 3,000, yeah.
Gotta be honest with you, that wasn't quite as deadly as they were making out to be, was it?
Yeah.
We had bingo.
Well, we also know who's going to win, because it's going to be the heroes.
Unless it's like a golden snitch situation.
Yeah, they're just going to golden snitch it, which makes the entire thing before it pointless.
There you go. But it's weird, isn't it? Because that's a plot point in one of the Harry Potter books, where during the World Cup, the winning team, the team that got the golden snitch, still lost because they didn't have enough points. So why the fuck would you catch a golden snitch? Well,
it's because the guy knew they were going to lose because they were just getting the shit beat out of them. So he wanted to do it like with some amount of dignity rather than just like end up like 600-0.
Yeah, sure, selfish.
Yeah.
Look, with all due respect, it doesn't even look like they're throwing them that hard.
Yeah, apparently not. Oh yeah,
right.
She's undead.
Yeah, she's a Zombambo.
Like her entire planet is undead. Everything was awful and everyone died. But that wasn't metal enough, so we got up and partied more.
Yeah. Has he just relegated himself to cheerleader status?
So it would seem. I mean, it works for Neil.
I don't think Neil could pay attention right now. He's too busy running for his goddamn life.
I mean, if Prince Aquelo gives you some encouragement.
If he wins, he gets a handy behind the bleachers.
Team champions on 5,900.
You fucking liar. As I said before, I think the premise was really stupid, but all in all, a fun episode.
Yeah, it was fun, yeah.
Oh, every bone in his body's broken. Hey, Anina, keep doing the good job.
Yeah.
Jeremy Long, your voice is sexy as fuck.
So yeah, these are all the one and done ones.
I like any voice that wasn't credited.
Yeah.
It was done by the creator. Love that.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for animating a fun show.
Yeah, absolutely. But yes, when it comes back to cheerleaders, I'm saying the blue one in the middle.
I wasn't even paying attention. I'll rewind once the episode's finished, just so I can.
If you mouse over 1640, then they're up there again.
Yeah, I think the blue Cyclops with six arms is calling my name, but gotta be honest with you, it's hard between that and the furry bait.
Yeah. I'm all in on the blue furry bait one in the middle. But also the green lizard lady was very live.
I mean, they're all hot for cartoons. We'll leave it at that.
Oh, they are.
Hentai artists, please get interested in the Earth Guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, Rick, that was episode 5. What do you think?
It was a decent episode. I think it was actually one of the weaker ones so far. But like it had things to do and like nearly everything was fun.
Yeah, it's the mandatory sports episode for the high school drama. So I totally get it. It's just having a sport. The core concept of the sport is silly, and it's a silly show. Yeah. I'm not going to give it too much grief, and it's not exactly like it's not been done before. It's just it didn't jive with me. And at the end of the day, we got an amusing sequence out of it, and isn't that what we're here for?
Yeah, to their credit, they called out that it was silly, and that the only people that are actually good at the silly are the people who are good at everything.
Yeah.
As in, literally team champions. But yeah, any more thoughts on that?
I mean, no, not really. But again, we've said what we've had to say. It's the sports episode. There's one in every. I don't know if coming of age is the right word, but coming of age show.
Yeah, like adolescence show, one way or another.
Like the Owl House and Amphibia both had one each. Granted, the Owl House one was there to tease Lumity before it was a thing,
and also to take the piss out of Quidditch.
Because it's dumb.
Yeah.
Why would you ever catch the golden snitch if you're losing?
Yeah, Lou's having like a 40-second rant about what a stupid fucking rule.
The rest of the game literally doesn't matter. Anyway, Harry Potter's dumb and J.K. Rowling should feel bad. Anyway, Rick, let's do our usual wind down. Do you have a standout favourite moment?
I think it was Aquello saying, "Kick him up the arse."
He said that like 5 times too.
Yeah, but like the second time when he was saying it to Neil, it was a callback to the first time that he said it. And the first time he said it was before he got really well animated for like a couple of seconds when he was like doing the twirl of his rod. Like,
the golf stick that he used as a hockey club.
Yeah. Good show, Aquello. How about you? Do you have a favourite moment?
I honestly think it was the Mario Kart ripoff, because as soon as they said drag race, it's like, what's the joke going to be? Is it going to be dressing in drag, or is it going to be literally a car race? And they split it down difference by having both people dress up as princesses and then do a bit of Mario Kart. Mario Kart references are always appreciated.
And they both look good in drag.
I argue the opponent looked better, because
yes.
I think an alien look just automatically lends itself to that.
Yeah, totally.
But we can't only talk about the good, we also have to talk about the bad. With that in mind, do you have a weakest link?
Just the fact that, like, it's even addressed in this episode that the entire sport is bullshit. So there's no way for us to follow along with any of it other than just like turning off your brain and letting it wash over you. So like you can't anticipate something the way that you may be able to. Like even in Ball, like you can anticipate something because you might have seen it before, but like in this you get no repetition of anything, so you can't like learn what's going to happen before you get hyped for it,
Well, Ball was just baseball though, but with a string, It was taking an existing game and adding something silly to it to make it futuristic.
Yeah, but there were other stupid things in Ball as well. But yes. But yeah, how about you? Do you have a weakest link?
Oh yeah, it was the core concept of the sport. It's. I understand it was a plot device in order to just have an excuse for a series of funny animations and wacky hijinks, and for that it served its purpose. But as a bit of lore, just having Randomball being like, it's just a bunch of random bullshit. It's not really something you can latch onto and give a shit about. Like, I'll correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll retroactively take back everything if this becomes a running bit. But I doubt we'll see Randomball ever again.
Well, yeah, maybe. Well, yeah, Randomball episode every season.
Yeah.
We are still in season 1 after all.
That's true. But hey ho diddly do. We don't like to end on a high. Fucking gonna start that again. We don't like to end on a sourpuss poor note. We like to end on a high. So with that in mind, Rick, who gets your MVP today for episode 5 of The Earth Guy?
Well, he was my favourite moment, and my other favourite moment is going to go to Aquello, because he seemed to be just like lovingly better animated in this episode than he has been in the past as well, and just he stole every scene that he was in, and yeah, he gets it from me.
I think my very first comment when seeing him ready for Sports Day was literally just, wow, he's dressed unnecessarily slutty.
Yep, he's rocking it. But yes, how about you? Do you have an MVP?
I want to say they're called Anina. Is it Anina or Anima?
Anina the creator.
Yeah, and Anina the creator. Because, it's their idea and it still rocks, and being reminded at the end of the episode that, hey, if there's a voice done in the show and it's not being credited to someone else, it's just them picking up the slack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, say what you want about this episode in general, the show in general. It's had its highs, it's had some lows, mostly highs. You can't deny there's not love poured into this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I may have used a double negative then, but I didn't mean to. Yeah, when you hear your sentence back in your head like 2 seconds after you speak, you're like, I think grammatically I just said it was shit, but that's not what I meant.
Yeah, the implication was not that we disliked the thing that we definitely like.
Yeah, no, it's very good, very enjoyable, and I can't wait to see more. I don't know where this is going to go still. At the moment, we're still getting very much slice of life, what life is like in this weird alien academy, and maybe that is just going to be the point. I don't know. It's interesting how they're sowing seeds for potential love interests for our main character. At the moment, it definitely seems more geared toward Aquaman.
Yeah, full on for Neil Aquello.
I mean, it'd be weird. Like, I could see perhaps a bromance turning into a romance with the orange dude.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I think the only other one that's maybe an option is the the childhood friend from home who showed up for one episode.
Oh, that's not possible. That would be too much.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, unless all of a sudden the fucking, I almost called it a hospital, school gets flooded by Earthlings, which would be kind of counterintuitive to the premise of the show. But anyway, that does it for today, guys. That was an episode of The Earth Guy, episode 5 to be precise. We try and get Earth Guy episodes in as soon as we can because they're fun. If you liked what we had to say today, or have things to point out that we may have missed, or just want to chat about The Earth Guy, we got the comment section down below on the YouTubes and Spotify as well. Alternatively, if you don't want to have a public comment, you can send us an email at
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Do that again, because you flubbed it bad.
Yes, that would be an email at nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Absolutely. If you send us a witty, informative, or just fun comment, we promise to read it out on an episode in the future.
Yeah.
So, yeah, apart from that, join us again next week, guys, where we're doing another indie thing, aren't we, Rick?
Yeah, we're doing something else indie that we found on the internet. Look forward to it.
Bye, guys.